Hello. Hello, scary people. Welcome. I'm already really nervous. Thank you, all five of you, for being here. Say hi in the chat. My screen's over here. I'm going to be looking at my music a lot, so that's why I wanted to make sure my music was in front. But my screen's over here, so that's why I'm looking over here to make sure everything looks fine. How does it sound? Does it sound? Can you hear me clearly? I'm going to play some loud notes so you can tell me if it's too loud. Let me know in the chat if you are seeing, if you're hearing it too loud. I was going to put on Do Not Disturb mode so that my phone doesn't go off in the middle of this. Yes, Kennedy is here. Okay, I don't see any complaints about it being too loud. Do I have it turned up to 11? My neighbors would revolt if I turned it up to 11. All right, so if you don't know what I'm doing today, I'm preparing for an audition next week. I'm auditioning for the Helsingborg Symphony in Sweden, and I am going to play the music I have prepared for the audition in this incredibly nerve-wracking environment. This is my first time doing a live stream, so it's making me very nervous. It's working already. So I am going to start by playing, there's in orchestra auditions, there's frequently multiple rounds. This is the first time in an audition I've been told what the repertoire is for the first round. I was told 2 days ago, so not long ago, but I was told exactly what the repertoire is. They send out ahead of time a long list of what the repertoire could be, and you don't know until you get there exactly what you're going to play, usually. So I have a lot of music to play today, but I'm going to start with what they're going to hear first. I know that they want to hear a portion of the Haydn Concerto that I prepared, and then also one excerpt from the orchestral repertoire. So there will be a pianist to play with me when I do the Haydn to play the concerto, but I don't have a pianist here, so I'm just going to be without piano today. So let's see. So from the Haydn Concerto, I am going to be playing the first 2/3 of it, the exposition and the development. They don't want to hear the recapitulation, but they do want to hear the cadenza. They did not specify a cadenza. They said you could play any cadenza, so I composed my own. It was really common in the classical era for musicians to improvise or compose their own cadenza. Nowadays, people tend to play ones that were written by other people. Ever since I was in college and was learning my first Haydn concerto, started composing my own cadenzas because I think well, I enjoy composing, so there's that. But I also think it's really cool when people, we get to hear different music every time. So yeah, so here is so this is Haydn's Concerto in C major for cello and orchestra. That just 2/3 of it, and then also the cadenza that I wrote. All right, that was the Haydn. Oh, hi, people. So if you liked that cadenza, you can, and you're a cellist and you want to play it, you can go over to patreon.com/Sam's Cello Studio, and you can download it for free. There's also a link in the description. All right, so the other thing that I'll have to play for the first round, so what I know they will hear is an excerpt from Edward Elgar's Enigma Variations. These were a set of variations, original theme and variations that he composed. This is the 12th variation. This is a bit of music from the orchestral repertoire, so usually there's an entire orchestra playing it. So this is just the cello part. We play quite a few excerpts like this, and so if it sounds like something's missing, it's because there's a lot missing. So that was that was excerpt number 10. They gave 11 excerpts for me to learn. I actually got this music just 3 weeks ago, a little less than 3 weeks ago, and had to learn it. And yeah, it's been great. Oh my gosh, there's so many people here now. There's so many people in the chat. Hey. Thanks, guys. Oh, I think it sounds good. No, I'm nervous. It sounds terrible. Okay, so actually, I usually before performances, I warm up. Like I practice some scales. I sometimes will play with the drone. I will practice the hard parts a little bit and do them slowly and accurately. And sometimes we don't have time for that with auditions, or sometimes we have some rehearsal to practice time, and then we have to sit and wait for a bit. And so this was my first time playing the cello today, which was very weird and intimidating. It's really hard to play a concerto without having played anything else. So anyways, so I've got more excerpts to play and another concerto to play. So let's do another couple excerpts before the concerto. I would like to do them in a random order. So please quickly in the chat, give me a number between 1 and 11, excluding the number 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 11. I see a 3. Oh, great. Awesome. Lots of 3s. All right, Dan, I'll play number 3. Oh, my. Okay. You all are too fun. I'm supposed to be nervous. Okay, so this is from Beethoven's 5th Symphony. That's his famous symphony, but I don't get to play that movement today. This is the 3rd movement from that symphony. All right. Let's see, what was the next? Number 6. All right, number 6 is intense. I warn you now. This is from Carl Nielsen's 4th Symphony. He wrote this piece during World War I, and the whole thing is really intense, but especially this portion of it. So I warn you now, you may want to turn your volume down. All right, that's Carl Nielsen. If you like that, then you can check out the rest of his music. He's a Danish composer. I'm not a huge fan of his music. I think it's really intense. All right, what's the next number? I see 2. I see a cellist asked for number 2. Thank you. This is a really challenging one. This is from the second movement of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. All right, that was Beethoven. Geez, I don't know if you can hear this chair, but it is squeaking like mad right underneath my ear. And I don't know, that's just because my nerves are heightened. But it is bothering me. Just as good, because you never know what you're going to get when you get to an audition. The chair could be really tall, could be really short, it could be really squeaky. So let's see. 6 I did. 5. Requested 5. Which one is that one? Oh, this one's an odd one. I had not seen this on excerpt lists for auditions before. Maybe it's common. I just missed out on it. But this is by Giuseppe Verdi, who's known for his operas. This comes from a requiem he wrote, so a Catholic mass for a funeral, like a funeral mass. And so this is from the Offertorio movement of it. And so it's interesting that they chose it because it's not just a piece for orchestra, it like has choir in it. So. All right, that was Verdi. Play the X-Files theme song. Sounds great. But I have other things to do right now. Let's see. Okay. I see a number 9. Okay, so excerpt 9, another intense one by Mahler. Mahler is known for writing very big pieces. They're very long. They include a very big orchestra, lots of musicians. Yeah, it's intense. All right, here's an excerpt from the beginning of his 2nd symphony. All right, that was excerpt 9. All right, who did I say number 5 was by? Let me see. I don't remember. Been like practicing these every day for 3 weeks. You think I remember which one's which? That's by Giuseppe Verdi. This is from his Requiem. Oh, yes, I see you got the answer already. Well, as I said, this is my first time doing a live chat. I have no idea how to deal with this live chat thing while playing and doing all this. This is a lot, which is good. Okay, so I see number 4. Okay, I'm going to play number 4, and then I'm going to, oh gosh, actually, this is the hardest one. I'll play number 4, and then I'm going to play the Schumann because I will need it after this. I am not always successful at playing this one, so hopefully I don't start it too fast. This is Sibelius's 2nd symphony. Jean Sibelius was a Finnish composer, and I have played the last movement of the symphony before. I remember doing it in high school, and I have never played this movement, 3rd movement. This is from 3rd movement. Never played this movement, and it's really hard, so I can see why. Well, I'm glad that one's done. I have not yet successfully played all the correct notes on that one the first time playing it in the day. I have been, as part of my preparation the last couple weeks, I've been starting my practice sessions with playing through all of the excerpts in a random order and keeping track of how accurate they were. And this is always the least accurate if I do it cold. After practicing it for about a half hour, I can play it. So at least I know they're not going to hear it on the first day. If I do make it to the second round, they may ask for this excerpt. I think you do. You guarantee this is the one thing I'll be practicing that morning, that second morning. Or with any luck, they won't ask for it because that would be great. Okay, I'm going to play Schumann's Cello Concerto. This is going to be the first movement. And music. This is also my first time playing off of paper music. I've been I usually use an iPad when I practice. I just made me a little anxious, the possibility of having technical difficulties in an audition setting. So I did it on paper. So I don't know where my music all is. But it's fine because I'm at least the stuff that I know I'm going to play, I'm going to put in order. And so it'll be fine then. But anyways, so here is the first movement of Schumann's Cello Concerto. Whew. All right, that was Schumann. Okay. It's really weird feeling to like be sweating so much, but then also have your hands feel really cold because you're nervous. I don't know about you, but when I'm really nervous, my hands are real cold. Okay. I've lost track of which excerpts I have already played, so I'm going to just play the rest of them. So this is more Beethoven. This is from his Coriolan Overture. This is a piece I hadn't heard until 3 weeks ago when I got the music. It's an interesting piece. It's not one of my favorites. I really like Beethoven, but not this one. But anyways, here is the excerpt from Coriolan. Yeah, I haven't played the Brahms or the Bernstein yet. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna save the Bernstein for last. It's a high note. It ends on a high note, but it won't be great. Anyways, no. Let me see. Brahms. I haven't played Mozart yet either. All right. So here's Brahms' excerpt from Second Symphony, I think. I didn't write it down, apparently. I'm pretty sure it's one of his symphonies. All right, Second Symphony. All right, that was from the Second Symphony. Here is Mozart's 40th Symphony. That one's short. All right, the last one. This is Leonard Bernstein. He's possibly his most famous work is the musical West Side Story. This is the symphonic dances from West Side Story, where he took some of the music from the musical and turned it crazy. All right. That was everything. Yay. All right. Now, if you have any questions for me, I will actually pay attention to the chat now. Schumann was gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. You really did make me nervous. That was the worst I've played many of those. And definitely not the best I played any of those. So this was a good practice. I was also kind of feeling a little bummed when I found out that on the first day I only was going to be playing Haydn and one excerpt, and I was like, why did I learn 11 excerpts if I'm going to if no one's going to hear them? So I'm really glad I did this so that at least you all got to hear them, even if it's weird just to hear the cello part. How do you kick butt so much? Oh man. So when I was younger, I didn't know how to practice. I thought that just playing through music was practicing. It's really not. I think as a teacher, it's like the number one thing I say to people is playing is not practicing, and practicing isn't playing. There's two separate things. If you're having a good time and just playing through music, it's a great thing to do. I'm all for it. But practicing is actually like having goals and doing what it takes to complete those goals. And then once you've completed that goal, doing it again and again and again and again until you can't get it wrong. So the things that did go right tonight are the things that I have practiced so much and done correctly so many times that my fingers know what to do no matter what. Even if there's a squeaky chair, I have a chat going on, I have music and all that to deal with, the fingers know what to do. And there's other stuff that didn't go so well, and those things were things that, if I had more time, I would practice those things more. So the answer to your question is practicing, but effective practicing. I have been practicing. Also, every year from my studio, I challenge everyone to practice every day in February. And February was a great month for it this year with this audition coming up for me. So I did it. I practiced every day in February, and it was helpful. I've also practiced like every day since then too, so it's because of this audition. But I'm really looking forward to right after the audition because I'm not going to practice for a day. The nervous system come through. Oh, thank you. That's sweet. Wishing you steady and warm hands on audition day. Oh, thank you. And no squeaky chairs. I know. It's bothering me. I don't know why. I can't get it out of my head. So yeah, 29 days. It was a leap year this year. Yeah. It's actually the 11th time I've done the challenge. So this is the 11th year that I've completed it. Once I did 10, I felt like it would be okay for me to like mess up and forget a day. Like I actually remembered every day for 10 years. So I thought this year would be the one year that maybe I would mess up, but I think this audition really kept things going for me. if that was the worst, you have no problem with the audition. Thank you. You know, the thing is with an audition is I have no idea how anyone else sounds. My best could still be the worst of what they hear that day. I have no idea. Also, no idea what they're really going for. You know, it's really, like I said, it's like weird to hear these cello parts on their own. It's really hard to play them on their own and perform them. I'm really glad to have this opportunity. Thank you all for being here so that I can, you know, like play them for other people, because it's just not, this isn't how we perform music, you know, like it's such a small portion of it. So it's really weird. Yeah. Any other questions? Questions about the music? You're going to kill it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I found out that over 100 cellists sent in resumes for this audition, and 50 cellists are auditioning. So the odds are not, and it's for one spot. This is for one cello spot. So the odds aren't great. I mean, it'd be great to get it, but I hope to make it to the second day. I won't. Who knows? It's also scary to think about doing the second day without knowing what it would be. I really like knowing what I'm playing on the first day. This was really nice that they said this, even if it was just 3 days ahead of time. Oh, thank you. The odds are better than 0. That is true. I had my conductor in high school used to say you win 0 of the auditions you don't take, or something like that. Yeah. So have to audition again, and that's the thing. It's definitely the only way it's 0 is if you don't do it. And it's been tough for me. I've had lots of audition trauma in the past. I've had some bad audition experiences that weren't just like I played poorly, but like some. I mean, I think all musicians do. They're very stressful situations. They aren't designed to be helpful to the musician. They're designed to be helpful to the people who are listening to the auditions. So there's things things can happen that just can be rough. And so it was really hard to do an audition. It took a lot of courage for me to do this again, because I have not taken an audition in over 10 years, partly because I didn't want to have to deal with the trauma of it and all that. But I was hopeful that doing it here in Sweden instead of the United States, doing it in a different country where they have different expectations and customs and stuff, that it would be hopefully a more pleasant experience. Which so far it's been not a lot of clear information, so it's been nerve-wracking. Oh, hi Harrison. Thanks, Harrison. So nice to hear you. Thank you. We were distracted. You were very distracting. Yeah, we really appreciate it. And then see what happens. Yeah, I've done some imagining making it. It would be really cool to play with an orchestra. I haven't done this kind of thing, playing with a professional orchestra, in I think probably about 10 years, and I've missed it. I was doing a lot of teaching before, and I loved it, but there was a part of me that missed performing, and especially getting to play with other people, especially since the pandemic. I really haven't gotten to play much with other people since 2020. So I'm really, really excited to I hope I get in so I get to play with other people. Also, one of the things that they do here that they do not do in the US, at least in any audition I've done in the US, if you make it to the final round, I don't know if it's at some point on the second day, they have you play a string quartet with other musicians from the orchestra. So I kind of hope I make it to at least that point, so I get a chance to play with some other people and meet some musicians. It would be really cool. But I mean, it'd be great to get into. But yeah, 100% of the shots you don't take. It's very true. Inspirational from 4th grade. Yep. I had a 4-year-old audience member. Hi, 4-year-old. Well, I hope it wasn't too boring. I hope you danced around a little bit too. That's my favorite thing, is when little kids decide to dance to the music. Have you met other string players in Sweden yet? No, I haven't. It's part of the reason why I want to do it. I've met a trumpet player, but I have not met any other string players yet. And I met Kara online. So I met one. but she's in Stockholm. So I met one online, but they're in a different city than me. But maybe one day we'll meet up. We'll be in the same city. Yeah. Have you had a chance to busk? I have not. So here's the thing about busking. I'm really looking forward to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get the courage to do it later this spring. But in Sweden, people don't usually carry cash, and they don't use cash a lot. So they use an app called Swish, which is similar to Venmo, that only Swedes can use. It's really weird. So it's very, yeah. So I've read online that people who busk who don't have a Swish account don't usually make much money at all because people just don't have the coins or cash with them. So I didn't do any busking when I first got here, and then it got cold, and it's been cold. So it's been too cold for that. But I just got my residence permit a couple weeks ago and just applied to get a social security number here. And once I have that, then I can get a real bank account, because right now I have a provisional bank account. Once I have a real bank account, then I can get Swish, and then I can hopefully have more success with busking. I've looked into the rules and stuff, and I now know what the laws are around here. I don't know what the unspoken social rules are so much, but one can really only find out by doing it. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Yeah. He's going to busk, and I'm going to watch him. Yeah. Thanks, Andrew. Andrew, my husband, will be there when I busk. At least there'll be one person listening to me. I told myself as part of my reward for doing the audition that once the audition was done, I would start working on my busking music. And so right after the audition, the day after I don't practice, I'm going to pull out some music and see what I want to do. Always Bach. I love playing Bach. I have gotten kind of stuck on just playing the first suite over and over again because it's the one that all my students have wanted to play. So I probably will bring back another one that I haven't played in years and figure out what other music I want to play. In the past, I've done Disney music and musical theater and other Western classical music. I don't know what people will be into here. It'll be interesting to find out. I do usually when I bust though, I keep mental notes of what makes the most money. And it's usually the preludes from the different Bach suites that make the most money. I don't know if it's because I play them the best or people like them the best or what, or it's even just my own bias because I'm just going off of when I notice people putting in money. Although if people are using Swish, I may not even notice. That'll be interesting. I probably won't even know how much money I made until I left. This will be interesting. It'll be a very different experience. You should do a stream when you busk. I know, yeah, I thought about it. I don't know if I'd have the bandwidth to do it out there. But maybe I'll have Andrew record it since he'll be there. So what is your favorite Swedish meal you've tried? That's a great question. So the only Swedish food I've had has been at IKEA, where I had vegan meatballs. I eat vegan, so we're not going to be eating, moose and stuff like that, or fish and stuff like that, which is a lot of the traditional meals here. So, but this area I'm in, Malmö, is a very international area, particularly with a lot of people from the Middle East. So there's a lot of really good falafel. So I had falafel today. Back in the States, we would make falafel every once in a while. We have not made falafel since we moved here because the falafel that you can get down the street is way better. So yeah, I think that's going to be my favorite meal they've had in Sweden is falafel. And I'll call it a Swedish meal, even though it's not the traditional Swedish food. Maybe Andrew can make a video of your busking. He's so smart. You said it before I even read it. That's great. This week has been too cold to busk. Yeah, it has been. Although today was sunny, which was nice, but it was windy. Yeah, I don't know. I have to get the courage to do it. So I've been spending all my courage on doing this audition. So ABBA. I should do ABBA. I have to figure out how to make ABBA work with just one cello. That's a lot of harmony. I'll have to figure out what good ABBA songs it would be. Bye, Cara. Thank you. I don't want comments because I think I'll just be in my head at the audition. If you want to give me comments on Wednesday, I'm fine with that. I'm always happy to learn something, but I think I'll just be in my head if I do that. You'll be coming through Malmo soon. Oh, let me know. I have 2 cellos. I'll let you use the nice one, and I'll use the plastic cello. I have a 3D printed cello, so I have 2 cellos. It would be fun to play duets. Let me know. Swedish falafel balls. Yeah, they're really good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Anything else? Other Swedish. So it's, with the vegan meatballs that we've had, it's common to eat it with lingonberry jam. Gosh, I had the Swedish word in my head. I guess I'm learning Swedish enough that it's getting into my head before the English sometimes. And that's pretty good. Also potatoes. Eat a lot of potatoes. The potatoes are good here. This time of year, some of the fruits and vegetables are sad and pathetic, but the carrots and the potatoes are always good. Kale also. Kale's good here too. It's hard to find cilantro sometimes. That one's been weird. The Mexican food here is awful. I'm grateful that I can make some good Mexican food, but it's hard to find some ingredients for Mexican food. We had to get friends send us pinto beans, which thank you, Urbans, for the pinto beans. So we have those now, but like the tortillas and stuff aren't great. So I'm grateful that I know how to make tortillas, but we can't find masa harina, which is what you need to make corn tortillas, and tamales. And I usually make tamales for Christmas. So the tamales this Christmas we made out of masa arepa, which is used to make arepas, which are a South American food where it's different. So they were weird. They were weird tamales this year. So yeah. We can order online. We just haven't yet. Oh, yeah, no, that's true. Yes, we're gonna order some Mexican stuff online. Where the apartment we're in right now is fine. It's a bit small and it's not exactly in the location we really want to be. But as of right now, Andrew's not working, and I have very few students at the moment, so our income is quite low. So we are trying to save as much money as we can right now. Living here in a smaller apartment and whatnot. And once Andrew has a job, we're or if I get this job, we're going to move closer to a train station if I get this job, so that I can, because I'll be commuting. And if whatever job he gets to, we might move closer to it or whatever. So yeah. But once we're in a more settled space, we know we're not going to be here for very long. I think that's when we'll start like ordering our specialty foods and stuff like that, so we can have a full pantry. But yeah. We'll make some good Mexican food at some point. Yeah. The candy here is great though. The Swedes are really into eating candy on the weekends, especially. And there's a lot of vegan candies, which is pretty cool. A lot of vegan gummy candies. Like the candies here are a lot of gummy stuff. I haven't tried the salty licorice yet. All the Swedes love it. Every Swede I've talked to has been like, it's delicious, it's great, it's so salty, it like makes your tongue hurt, and they like really like it. I don't know. I feel like it's like people who like remember those what are they called? Warheads? Atomic sour, those really sour things that made you really pucker. They really like it. Is there an Americanized candy store? There is a British store that sells like British stuff that I've heard has like American candies that you can't find elsewhere, but they're like Snickers are everywhere, and like M&Ms are, but the M&Ms here don't have M's on them because Marabou makes M&M like candies that do have an M on them, so M&M is not allowed to. I don't know, it's weird. So if you ever want like a weird Swedish thing, pick up M&Ms from here because they don't have M's on them. Yeah, the food we've been making is long. We only share pictures of the ones that do look yummy. So, is it an American Skiing store? Okay, so Andrew, you two are an expat. Oh, thank you. If anyone wants to move to Sweden and wants advice, we've made mistakes and learned things. So, in Italy, there's a store called Candy Lisa with everything in barrels and Lisa Simpson everywhere. Wait, Lisa Simpson everywhere? Not like the Mona Lisa? It's not Candy of the Mona Lisa? That's what I feel like it would be. Interesting. Yeah, no. Okay, well, I'm going to have to put that on the list of where in Italy is that, because now I want to go. Yeah, it's one of the things I think is really cool about Sweden is like vegan things are really well marked. One of the things that can be tricky in the U.S. is knowing if something's vegan or not. And as someone who is vegan because of some intolerances, some food intolerances, it's really helpful to know the food's not going to make me sick. So it's like really cool when we went to the candy store and one time, and I was like, oh, we'll just get everything that has vegan on it. And then it was halfway through the candy store because it's just like massive things and you just like scoop it out. Halfway through, I was like, no, we have to be pickier because this is just too much candy. You can get it. They get it like you can fill a bag like popcorn bag or like a popcorn tub full of candy. And sometimes grocery stores will sell tubs of candy already like picked out for you, like these mixes of candy. It's really weird. I don't understand it. I do not like candy that much. One of the things I think is really cool is that what was I just saying? I can't do this talking and looking at the chat. I need to like talk or look at the chat and not do both at the same time. I am a millennial. I am old. What was I talking about? Candy, vegan things. I lost it. Oh well. Best food I've eaten in life. I mean, I imagine that Italian food is really, really good in Italy because Italian food is delicious, and so it has to be better in Italy. The best Italian food I ever had was in Argentina. There were a lot of Italian immigrants in Argentina, and so Buenos Aires had amazing Italian food. Most people who, when they go to Argentina, they go for steak. Steak is what they're known for. But I was in high school when I went. I was vegetarian at the time, so I went to a lot of Italian restaurants. It was really good. So yeah. What else have you done in Sweden? That's fun. We bike around a lot. Even today, we biked over to the library, took a walk in the park, went to the mall. Malls are hopping here. Like every mall, no, not every mall. There's one mall that's just dead. I don't understand why. Maybe it's because of its location or something, but like no one we saw like 3 other people when we were there. So I felt like we were back in the States. We're at a mall in the States where there's like 3 other people. But here, the malls are just like constantly full of people, even like on weekdays. It's less busy on weekdays, but there are people there, which is kind of wild. So yeah, especially we've been here mostly in winter when we've been here. So a lot of times for fun, we bike over to a mall and there's multiple malls. We bike over to a mall and we shop around, go window shopping. One of my favorite stores to go into is it's Danish, so I don't know how to pronounce it right, but it's Sister Green. It's like Sister's Green, and it's I don't know. It's got an aesthetic to it, kind of like unstained wood and like twine and that kind of, if you think of barrels and that kind of aesthetic, and it has a lot of like home decor and there's some arts and crafts stuff and some teas, and so I really like just walking through there and looking at things. Again, we're like not in a super permanent home right now, so we're like trying not to buy all the cute things we see. We buy some, like this plant over here. I think it's really cute. It's fake plant. It's made of plastic. IKEA has some really good fake plants here. I've been having some allergies in this apartment, and I think part of the problem was the live plants that we had. Some had like gotten some mold in them, so we've been getting fake plants instead, which has been nice because we don't have to remember to water them. I wouldn't expect that. You found cool wool shops. There is a really cool one over by the grocery store that we like, our favorite grocery store, but it's expensive, so I haven't really bought any wool from there now. Last year, this time of year last year, we came to Malmo to visit to see if we wanted to move here, and I went to the store there, to the yarn store there, I liked it. Oh, there was one in Lund. We went over to Lund for a day. That was a fun thing we did. It was also hopping. It was a sunny Saturday morning, midday, and so everyone was out and about. It was really cool. And I happened into a little yarn store that had like it had like vegan wool, which I don't understand what that means, and like a lot of recycled materials and stuff like that. So it was really cool. So I'd like to go back again. It was really expensive though. So like one day when I'm making money again, I'd love to go and get some fancy wool and make something fancy. But mostly we've been going. There's a couple craft stores that are more like Michael's and Joann's. They're like chains. One's called Self-Made, another's Le Detailer, and the other one is Panduro, which I always pronounce in Spanish, Panduro. And I end up getting some like yarn and fabric from them to do projects here and there because it's cheaper and that's what I can really afford right now. So I found this good when I was in Norway because it satisfied my target pulses. Demetrius' girlfriend. Yeah, it's great. It's my favorite store. I really like going in there. I kind of would buy everything. And today when we were at the store, they had a pop-up store. They took over another space in the mall and had like more stuff. And they had a DJ, which was weird. That was a very weird DJ situation. But it was really cool. I wanted to go in, but we didn't because I'm pretty sure I would have bought things we didn't need if we did. But sometime in the future. Have you been inside the cathedral lid? No, we didn't go inside the cathedral. Although I did read that there is a heart buried inside the cathedral. I can't remember. There was some royalty was traveling and their son died or something like that. And so she decided to bury his heart in the cathedral. I thought that was odd. And then his body's buried somewhere else. So I did that one struck me. But it was a sunny day, and there's on the southern wall of the cathedral, there were just a whole bunch of people sitting on benches, sitting in the sun. The sun is so low in the sky in the winter. I was not prepared for that. I was prepared for the darkness. I wasn't prepared for how not bright would be. So when it's like in December and January, when the sun was at noon, it looked like dusk. It still like didn't quite fully get bright. And so then on days where it was cloudy, it was just really dark out. So I totally see why there's a lot of tradition of candles and fairy lights and stars that light up and all kinds of stuff that people put out, because it's just dark. So anyway, so this was in February and the sun happened to be out. So everyone was sunbathing, even though it's so cold out. If it was images in the sun knew about the heart that lurked beneath their feet. I know, right? They just had to read the sign. It was in Swedish and English, so. So when you're in Lund, yeah, next time we'll go inside. We'll go inside the cathedral. Didn't even think to do that. That's a good idea. We walked around the school a bit. We had really good hummus again and falafel. Really good falafel places. There was a crepe place that even we knew had vegan crepes, but they were doing a reservations only, so we didn't get to go. So one day we'll have to make a reservation and do that one. Yeah, there's a cool Asian supermarket there too. There's the one really cool area, which is by where the yarn store is and by our favorite grocery store, Molivong. So Molivong's Torget is the square in that area, and they have a kind of like a farmer's market. It's not really a farmer's market. There's still like people. It's like grocers selling fresh produce, but it's quite inexpensive. We haven't really mustered up the courage to deal with that one either, because it's really nice to go to the grocery store and not have to talk to anyone. They really do not talk to you here. When you're checking out, there's no like, oh, what are you making for dinner? None of that. It's just, here's the price and you pay. And so the having to talk to someone about how much things cost and weighing things out and stuff like that, a little intimidating. We'll do it at some point, but we're not doing it yet. But anyways, around that square, there's a bunch of Asian restaurants and Asian grocery stores too. And so that's where we've been able to find things like tempeh, which we haven't found. There are tempeh. We haven't found good options outside of there. Mock duck for Thai food. Some really good curry paste. Asian eggplant. And all that kind of stuff that the regular grocery store doesn't have. So it's been pretty cool. Yeah. Thank you all so much for coming. I really appreciate it. It's been fun to chat. So even if I don't get to see you all, it's nice. It's nice to feel close, really. And it was really, really helpful to get to play all that. So thank you. Yeah. Okay then. So I'm gonna go and we're gonna have dinner then, because now it's after 7. So thank you all again. Bye-bye. I don't know how to end the live stream. Should I have like a thing to say. I'm done. Okay. Aw, thank you all. Thank you. Oh, there's like little hearts here. That's so cute. Can I do that too? I don't really see what those, I can't see that. All right. Bye-bye.